Xbox's golden Jungkook vanished for 2 years. Was the giveaway ever real or a marketing myth that refused to end? What happens when a global superstar, a gaming giant, and a once-in-a-lifetime giveaway collide and then fall completely silent for 2 years? Who really won Jungkook's golden Xbox? And why does no one seem able to prove it ever arrived? Tonight, a question that refuses to die is echoing once again across social media timelines, fan forums, and gaming communities worldwide. Was the Xbox Golden Jungkook giveaway real, or was it the most elegant long-game marketing illusion of the decade? 2 years have passed since Xbox and Jungkook of BTS stunned the internet with one of the most visually striking collaborations in modern pop culture. A custom Xbox Series X, glowing green, emblazoned with the word "golden," personally signed by Jungkook himself, promised to 10 lucky viewers during a live broadcast that merged K-pop spectacle with gaming futurism. It was announced loudly, celebrated wildly, and then almost inexplicably left unresolved. No press release naming winners, no celebratory unboxing videos that went viral, no official confirmation that all 10 units ever reached human hands, just silence. And now, in early 2026, that silence is louder than ever. The mystery reignited on the 31st of January 2026, when an X post by the account at Sugscoffy asked a question so simple it felt dangerous. Do we know who won this Xbox? The post included a familiar image Jungkook holding the golden Xbox, smiling. The signature unmistakable, the artifact glowing like a relic from a different internet era. Within hours, the post exploded. Thousands of likes, reposts stacking by the minute, replies flooding in from ARMY across continents. Some remembered fragments, some remembered nothing. Some swore they had once seen proof. Others began asking the question no brand ever once revived. What if the winners were never meant to be remembered at all? To understand why this question cuts so deep, we have to rewind to November 2023, when Jungkook's solo era reached its commercial and cultural peak. His debut solo album, Golden, released on the 3rd of November 2023, was not just a musical project, it was a global event. Songs like Seven and Standing Next to You dominated charts, streaming platforms, and social feeds, marking Jungkook not simply as a BTS member branching out, but as a singular global pop force. Every brand wanted proximity to that moment. Xbox didn't just want association. Xbox wanted spectacle. The collaboration arrived under the banner of Xbox's Power Your Dreams campaign, a phrase that felt almost prophetic in hindsight. In a short promotional video shared across social platforms and YouTube, Jungkook invited fans to share their personal game characters, blending his image with gaming identity in a way that felt intimate, modern, and irresistibly shareable. Then came the reveal, a custom Xbox Series X inspired by the aesthetic of Golden, paired with a matching controller, designed not for mass production but for myth. The climax arrived in Times Square. Jungkook appeared live at TSX Entertainment in New York City, a surprise performance broadcast via Twitch on the official Xbox channel. Millions tuned in. The chat moved faster than language itself. During that broadcast, Xbox announced the giveaway, 10 golden Xbox consoles, limited, exclusive, and never to be sold. Viewers only had to watch for a chance to win. It was marketing alchemy, scarcity, celebrity, live participation, and global fandom converging in real time. And then the broadcast ended. The hype lingered, the internet waited, days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Somewhere along the way, the certainty that winners would soon be announced quietly dissolved. At first, ARMY didn't panic. Giveaways take time. Logistics are complicated. International shipping exists. But as months passed, something strange became clear. There was no centralized announcement, no official list, no congratulatory posts from Xbox, no celebratory reposts from Hybe. The trail went cold so smoothly that many didn't even notice it happening. Now, 2 years later, fans are retracing their steps like investigators returning to an abandoned scene. In the replies to @Sugscoffy's post, fragments of memory surfaced. One user, @RealTiny7, claimed to remember that a Colombian fan had won 1 unit and even posted about it on Facebook, though the post itself could no longer be found. Another user admitted they remembered seeing a winner but couldn't recall where or when. Others joked. Some speculated that maybe Jungkook himself kept one. One reply summed up the collective confusion perfectly. One army won, but no clue about the second winner. No clue about the second winner, or the third, or the fourth, or the 10th. In an age where winners usually announce themselves before brands do, the absence is striking. Fans unbox everything online now. Limited edition sneakers, concert tickets, signed albums. Yet the Golden Xbox, a 1 of 10 artifact tied to Jungkook's most iconic solo era, has almost no visible digital footprint. That absence has fueled a darker question, one that fans are now brave enough to ask aloud. Was the giveaway designed to be remembered, or designed to vanish? Marketing experts have long argued that mystery can be more powerful than confirmation. A campaign that ends too cleanly fades quickly. A campaign that leaves unanswered questions lingers. The Golden Xbox, whether intentionally or not, became a narrative device that never closed its final chapter. Every time Jungkook's golden era is revisited, the question resurfaces. Every time Xbox trends alongside K-pop, someone brings it up. 2 years later, the giveaway still generates engagement without a single new unit being produced. Yet, to suggest deception is to ignore how massive the original event truly was. The Times Square broadcast wasn't subtle, the Twitch stream wasn't small, the collaboration wasn't hidden. Reddit threads from late 2023 archived the excitement in real time. Users discussed the rules, the timing, the visuals. Some even claim to have seen DMs from Xbox congratulating winners. But none of those screenshots have become definitive proof. None have been elevated to official confirmation, and that is where the tension lives. Because if even one Golden Xbox reached a fan, then the giveaway was real but incomplete in its transparency. If all 10 were delivered quietly, then the silence was a choice. And if fewer than 10 were ever produced or shipped or claimed, then the Golden Xbox transforms from a product into a symbol, a physical object that existed primarily to anchor a moment of cultural explosion. For ARMY, this isn't about entitlement, it's about narrative integrity. Jungkook's fandom has documented every era, every outfit, every lyric, every performance with almost archival precision. The idea that 10 signed consoles could disappear into the void without a trace feels incompatible with how modern fandom functions. That dissonance is why the question keeps returning, louder each time. There is also a deeper emotional layer. Golden was more than an album. It represented Jungkook stepping into full global adulthood as an artist, carrying BTS's legacy while redefining himself. The Xbox collaboration symbolized validation from Western tech and entertainment powerhouses. To leave part of that moment unresolved feels, to some fans, like leaving a sentence unfinished. Neither Xbox nor HYBE has commented on the renewed speculation. Their silence may be strategic or simply procedural. Brands rarely revisit old campaigns unless forced. But the internet doesn't operate on corporate timelines. It operates on memory, emotion, and repetition. And right now, memory is winning. So where does that leave us? With questions that refuse to settle. Did 10 people somewhere in the world receive the Golden Xbox and simply choose privacy over clout? Was the giveaway real but poorly archived? Or was the ambiguity itself the final layer of the campaign, a myth engineered to outlive the product? As of 2026, the Golden Jungkook Xbox remains one of pop culture's strangest unresolved artifacts, not because it never existed, but because it existed so loudly and then went silent. And until a winner steps forward with undeniable proof, or a brand finally speaks, the question will keep resurfacing in timelines, forums, and late-night fan discussions. Was it a giveaway that changed lives quietly, or a marketing legend designed to never end? For now, the Golden Xbox remains exactly what its name implies: golden, untouchable, and just out of reach. And yet, the longer this mystery stretches on, the more it begins to resemble something far larger than a missing giveaway. It starts to feel like a case study in how modern pop culture operates when fandom, branding, and digital memory collide, and no one presses the stop button. Because here is the uncomfortable truth many are only now beginning to confront. In the era of viral marketing, confirmation is optional, but belief is priceless. When Xbox partnered with Jungkook in 2023, they weren't just selling a console, they were borrowing cultural gravity. Jungkook was not merely a celebrity endorsement, he was a global emotional anchor. His image didn't just move products, it moved communities. The golden Xbox wasn't positioned as merchandise in the traditional sense. It was framed as a reward for presence, for participation, for being part of a moment that could never be replayed the same way twice. That framing matters, because giveaways like this don't operate under the same logic as retail drops. They exist to generate simultaneity millions, watching at once, reacting at once, believing at once. The value is concentrated in the announcement, not the aftermath. Once the broadcast ended, the marketing objective had already been achieved. The internet had done its job. But fandom memory doesn't work that way. ARMY remembers what brands assume will be forgotten. Screenshots are saved, URLs are archived, moments are timestamped, and when something doesn't add up, it doesn't simply fade, it loops. The golden Xbox has looped back into relevance precisely because it lacks closure. In storytelling terms, it violates an unspoken rule. Every promise implies an ending. As discussions spread beyond X and back into Reddit threads, fans began piecing together timelines with forensic intensity. Some revisited archived Twitch chats from the Times Square stream, others searched through old Facebook groups, Telegram channels, and Discord servers where international winners might have shared quietly. A few claimed they had once seen an unboxing video that vanished. Others insisted no such video ever existed. What's striking is not the disagreement, but the emotional tone. This isn't anger, it's unease. Because if something as public as this can dissolve into uncertainty, what else have fans collectively assumed was resolved when it never truly was? The golden Xbox mystery taps into a broader anxiety about how digital culture rewrites history in real time. Campaigns launch at the speed of light, but documentation decays just as fast. Platforms rebrand. Links break. Accounts deactivate. What was once obvious becomes debatable. What was once shared becomes hearsay. In 2023, Reddit users discussed the giveaway as a done deal. In 2026, those same threads are being cited as evidence and counter-evidence simultaneously. The internet didn't forget the golden Xbox. It fragmented it. There is also a cultural dimension that cannot be ignored. Jungkook's collaboration with Xbox represented a rare crossover where a K-pop idol wasn't adapting to Western gaming culture. Western gaming culture was adapting to him. Times Square, Twitch, Xbox branding all reorganized themselves around Jungkook's presence. That inversion mattered. It symbolized a shift in global influence. And symbols demand resolution. That's why some fans now suspect that the lack of closure wasn't an accident, but a strategic silence. Not in the sense of deception, but in the sense of control. By never officially closing the loop, the golden Xbox remained perpetually relevant. It could resurface at any time. It could be referenced without contradiction. It could live as both fact and legend. Marketing analysts have a term for this phenomenon: open-ended virality. A narrative designed or allowed to remain unresolved so that audiences continue to engage with it long after the campaign budget has expired. Whether Xbox intended this or simply benefited from it retroactively is impossible to prove, but the effect is undeniable. 2 years later, a single question reignited global conversation. Do we know who won this Xbox? That question traveled faster than any press release ever could. For Jungkook's fandom, the emotional weight of the mystery is amplified by timing. By 2026, BTS as a group is navigating reunions, post-military narratives, and a redefinition of their legacy. Every artifact from the solo era is being re-examined, contextualized, preserved. The golden Xbox isn't just a console, it's a relic from a pivotal chapter. And relics aren't supposed to disappear. Some fans now argue that even if all 10 units were delivered, the failure to publicly acknowledge the winners was a misstep. Others argue the opposite, that privacy was a gift, not a flaw, but even that debate circles back to the same center: uncertainty. Xbox, for its part, has maintained total silence. No denials, no confirmations, no nostalgic callbacks. In a media environment where brands often milk anniversaries for engagement, the absence is conspicuous. HYBE, similarly, has not revisited the collaboration publicly. Jungkook himself has never referenced the giveaway since. That silence has created a vacuum, and fandom has filled it with speculation, humor, longing, and theory. Some believe the consoles exist, sitting quietly in private collections, cherished but unseen. Others believe only a handful were ever produced. A smaller, more cynical group believes the giveaway functioned primarily as spectacle, with fulfillment never intended to be public. And then there are those who believe something else entirely, that the golden Xbox has already achieved its ultimate purpose by becoming untouchable, because as long as no one can definitively point to all 10 winners, the object remains mythic. In pop culture, myths last longer than products. As of today, the golden Jungkook Xbox occupies a strange space between proof and belief. It is both real and unreal, documented and undocumented, remembered and missing. And perhaps that is why it continues to haunt timelines. Because in an era obsessed with receipts, the lack of one feels louder than any confirmation ever could. So the question remains, unanswered and increasingly loaded with meaning. Did the golden Xbox disappear because no one cared enough to track